Hello and welcome to this video on how to use SAS On-Demand for academics. This is going to be the primary way you're going to access SAS at American University. So a couple things I want to mention. This is a browser-based method of using SAS, so you can use it on a Mac, Windows, or Linux. As long as you have a stable internet, that's perfectly fine. One thing you want to consider though too, this is not meant for really large data sets, nor for really computationally intensive programs. So this is more just for learning and for classes, so you want to be mindful of that. There are limitations for the amount of space you have available. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and open up a browser. I like using Chrome. We're going to go ahead and search for SAS On Demand, and you'll want to click on where it says SAS On Demand for Academics. Once you're here, you're going to click on Access Now. I already have my SAS program that I already wrote and my Excel sheet. You want to probably bookmark this page because this is where you're going to sign in. So if you have a SAS profile email address or ID and password, you want to go ahead and sign in. If you don't currently have one, you'll want to create a profile. And you do that by clicking on Don't Have a SAS Profile. You will complete this information. You'll want to go ahead and put American University as your organization and use your AU email. And then go ahead and start creating the profile. Once that's created, then you'll be able to sign in. I'm going to go ahead and sign in now and click on Accept the Terms of the License and Use Case. This is going to be the dashboard for using SAS On Demand. If your faculty member or instructor has a course, you can go ahead and click through that, or an enrollment. If they haven't set that up and you're just using it in a one-off session, or just kind of using it on your own, go ahead and click on SAS Studio. We'll give it a few seconds to initialize. This is SAS Studio. So we have, this is on the server I'm on, and we have SAS user. And this is where you'd store all your data files and your programs. We can create a new program by clicking here. And you can start typing. To import data, what you'll want to do is you'll want to click on this upload button and then choose, I'm going to go ahead and choose my Excel sheet and my SAS code. And I'm going to upload those. That's being just put in my home directory. So if we expand under file home, SAS user.v94, we can see the Excel sheet and the SAS code. So here we have the example. Now the proc import is going to be a little bit different because we have to use the web drop table because this is a virtualized environment. So the easiest way to get this information is to actually just double click on the Excel sheet here. And this will actually go ahead and we can see the settings and all that. But the easiest thing, so we can actually change the library we want to work out of. You want to leave worksheet name blank if it's just a single worksheet, otherwise that'll cause an issue. So if we use the defaults, that's fine. Just be really mindful of the dataset name and the library if you're referencing that later in your SAS code. So here's the code to import it. You can also click on the site button and click on import data, and then you can go ahead and start dragging and dropping files from your desktop and start developing the code that way to import it. Now, if I can run all of this right now, so you need to go into, so in the code, that looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just copy this into my program. And if I want to run this, it's going to be, there we go. So there's our contents. And I can take a look at the variables there because that's just the basic import. Now, if I want to use different information, you can go also use like libname before your web drop table. That's fine. So I'm also going to import it this way. I've renamed it a little bit, so I'm using a library here, and I'm just referencing, I got this from the ref file. This is the path. So if you're using a libname, you want to specify it that way. You will need this path later on if you want to export things into like a PDF, a Word doc, etc. So again, because I don't have that sheet in there, if you have that, it might throw an error message. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to import the data, and I'll stop there. So again, same information, just making sure everything read in right, and that looks good. Now, you can look at the log, look at the notes, and so forth. It's going to help you with the debugging. We also have our results panel and our code. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start running some descriptive statistics information. Just take quick bit information about the data set, just visualizing it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Get some proc means. Just clicking that run icon, that looks good. So that's how you would run it. And let's say I want to then be code variables. If you want to go through all these, by all means, just for a quick video on how to access and get started, we're just doing some of the basic stuff. Okay, so there's different means, some of the regressions I run, looking distributions, and so forth. Now, if you wanted to use ODS, you can use that. Just refer back to the file path that you had within when you're doing the import command, and they can do within this directory, that's your v94. I can go ahead and I can create an RTF and kind of just export the results to an RTF. And there's our RTF now. You can do the same thing with a PDF, and you can also export it if you wanted to export the data back to a CSV. So we can go ahead and do that. Now, what you can also do is you can go ahead and select it. Let's say I wanted my PDF document. I can click on it, click on the download icon. And now when I download it, hey, here's the PDF that we created for my robust reg. I can do the same thing for my RTF. Download it, drag it over, and there's my results there too. I'm also, if you made any changes to your SAS file, make sure you download it. That way you have your local copy within this. And let's say I was actually done with the data set and all of this. So just to maintain space as much as possible, I can just go ahead and select everything and then just delete it. Now, once you delete it, you cannot get it back. So always make sure you save things locally. Once you're all set with this, like let's say you're done for your session, go and click on sign out, and then that will close it down. And then that'll go back to the main dashboard, and then you can go ahead, sign out, and now you're done. I hope this video was helpful. Please feel free to go ahead and adjust any of the code, have fun with it, and enjoy. Have a good one.